Good, beautiful Friday morning here in Manila. Oh, sorry. Oh, good, beautiful Friday morning here in Manila. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Hey Adam G, your online inspirational talk show. Today, I am so happy to be reconnecting with her as she's finally about to realize her dream of competing internationally. I mean, we've first come to know her as Binibining or Miss Resorts World back in 2013 and as the almost Miss Hawaii USA who could have represented Hawaii, her hometown in Miss USA 2 years ago. And now, look at her. God really moves in mysterious ways as she's about to represent the United States of America in the upcoming Miss MESOAMERICA International. So here she is live all the way from Los Angeles, California. Please say hello to Nikita McElroy. Hi, Nikita.
Hello! Hi! Hi,
Kamusta?
everyone. It's,
Grabe. At look at you. 'Di ba?
ito, maganda ka
Beyonce
din.
na ang
Charot.
feg.
Etchos lang.
Oo naman, tignan mo naman, look at you. Ang ganda mo, girl, ngayon. You
Thank
look so good
you.
in red. Yeah, I didn't
Be
realize you look so
inspired,
good
not
in red.
expired. Oh, thank you. I love red. It's my
O,
favorite.
'di ba? Girl, you don't know how you are making me so happy right now, considering I thought, or you've thought, your pageant career is over.
Yeah.
Yeah, given how heartbroken we were 2 years ago. And now look
Hmm.
at yourself. God really moves in mysterious ways. That's what I had
I
said during my
know.
intro. Who knew you would still be able to compete internationally? How does it feel, madam?
Ang sakit sa ulo. Literally, ang sakit sa ulo. Like, trying to process the idea of, like, representing the United States and going to an international pageant. Like, in my head, akala ko ba tapos na tayo? I purged my closet when I left Hawaii to New York. Clearly, I had to, like, pick my battles, and talagang nung nag-empake ako, sabi ko, do we still need this? Is this still part of our new journey? And of course, all the stuff that was pageant related, shoes, clothes,
Yeah.
makeup, like all of those, I donated, I gave it up. Sabi ko, hindi ko na din naman siya masyadong gagamitin because even on my day-to-day life, hindi naman ako ma-arte talaga masyado, hindi ako ma-makeup. Sabi ko, wala na masyadong purpose yung collection ng heels, especially the super platform one. So sabi ko talaga, maybe it's time for someone else to enjoy this. But it feels great. It's very, ano tawag nito, ang sakit talaga sa ulo. Sakit talaga sa ulo, hindi ko talaga kaya
Nashock
i-process.
ka.
Na-shock
Ang-
talaga ako, girl. Sobrang shock. As in,
so, so, can you share us the story how you got appointed for this title? Yeah, kasi ako kami rin talaga nagulat. Kasi we all thought na, you're already kasi 'di ba if we are following you on Instagram, you're
mhm.
now there in New York. You're now based in New
Yes,
York,
yes, I'm
pursuing
based in New
your
York.
modeling career full time.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah. So, paano
It's
yon?
very
So,
different.
paano,
It's
paano
very
ka
different.
na-connect ulit? Who connected you back to the pageant world?
Well, how I how I got appointed. Sabihin na lang natin may isang anghel or siguro mga limang anghel somewhere there na nagtsikahan at sinabi nila kay Mr. Director, hoy sinikita, hoy sinikita, hoy sinikita, hoy sinikita. Um, but I was asked at first, I think earlier in February or probably late January. Masama ang memory ko ngayon. But I was asked first a few weeks ago, and then I actually said no. And I said, I'm sorry. I'm already done with pageants. I've moved on with it. It's honestly very emotionally and mentally draining and painful for me. Sometimes the Miss Hawaii still comes back, especially when I see friends or in the industry like you. When we bring up Miss Hawaii, minsan, hindi na ako nasasaktan, clearly. Pero parang, alam mo yon, naaalala ko kung gaano ka-stressful yung panahon na yun. And also, not only that, but the pressure that comes with representing our country internationally, and also just like, am I ready for it? Like, am I mentally, physically, everythingly ready for it? So parang the first time talaga sabi ko, oh, talagang hindi. Kasi I'm not in that headspace anymore. And I was just like so excited with like my brand new journey in New York, modeling finally. Oh my God. Which is a whole different story altogether. So parang sabi ko, okay na. Retired na ako. Tanggap ko na. And then, so a few weeks passed. And then tinanong na naman ako ulit. Tapos for some reason, sabi ko, I'll ask my agents. We'll see what they say. I'll think about it. So natulog ako. I mean, yung sinasabi nilang sleep on it. Maybe you'll have answer the next day. So I asked my agents if that was okay, if it's not a conflict of interest. Clearly, there is a little bit of conflict within that, pero they were okay with it. They were actually pretty supportive. They're actually excited for me too. The idea that I'll be gone for like a week or two, on the modeling side is not really the best, because once you leave New York, you're not presented to clients and stuff like that. It's mahirap siya explain. Basta modeling in New York is so different from how modeling works in other countries or in the Philippines. So just because you're back doesn't mean you can start working right away. It's like you kind of restart again. But anyway, when my agent said yes, I was just like, you know what? It's a sign. They asked the second time, the opportunity is still there. Why not? So I went for it without even thinking 100% na shit yung prep. Kailangan ko pala mag-training ng pasarela, ng
Oh, paano
Q&A,
yun? Kasi
ng
you led
makeup.
my next question. Kasi, di ba, when you work there as a model, usually bareface kayo sa casting calls, sa mga
Mm-hmm.
go-sees. But now, you
Yes.
have to switch back to your full glam and relearn your pasarela skills, which which you have probably completely
Girl.
forgotten. Paano, how
Ah.
may degree of difficulty adjusting back?
Yeah, so nasa isip ko ngayon when all else fails, black eyeliner ang labanan. Black eyeliner at super, super kapal na eyelashes. Tapos, red lipstick. Ito, Sera kayo, maganda ako. Yan na yun. So, yun na lang ang laban. Sabi ko, arte pa ba sila? At least, I mean, like, comparing to like, a lot of girls are so good at doing their own makeup. And I wish I could reach that level. So, I mean, at some point I was. Hindi ko pa naman siya completely nakakalimutan because I still do my own makeup here and there. But to be safe, I wouldn't like overdo it para naman hindi ako magmukhang ewan sa stage. Siyempre, ang goal pa din is magmukhang maganda and then to showcase na, ay, pwede si girl. Hindi yung parang biglan lang isipin na suntok ba siya papunta dito or stuff like that. So, kailangan very fresh and presentable. But, kaloka talaga. Napabili talaga ako ng eyeshadow palette na may gold at smoky na browns and bronze and blacks. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I'm
Wait,
so excited.
before we proceed, could we give a shout out to some of our viewers who are watching us right now? I don't know if
Yeah.
you've known him, si Mars France, who's my pageant media colleague, is watching us. Hi Nikita, finally, he says. Everything
I
happens
see
for a
that.
reason. So he has a
Ayan na.
question. How will you represent your brand in your upcoming competition?
Ang tanong, ano ba ang brand? Char. How? You know what? I've always been a firm believer of just representing who you are. You can never go wrong with who you are. There's no such thing as, I mean, there's no point of trying to be what you're not. I'm embracing my blackness right now, hence the big hair all the time. A lot of
Yeah.
people are so surprised that, oh my God, your hair is so like big. And I'm just
So
like, why? Go on.
So ganyan ka sa Miss ano, you'll be
Ah,
rocking your
yes.
afro hair for
Yes, all the
in El
way.
Salvador all the way.
Mhm.
Kasi 'di ba, yung mga kunento mo sa amin nung previous interviews mo, 'di ba, na parang talagang inuunat mo
Bulagan.
yung buhay, inuunat mo yung
Yes.
buhok mo dito,
Oh my
'di ba?
God.
So, yeah. Sabi ni Ariel Moyenda, ganda.
Ay, thank
Um,
you.
she can really be a great model. Dagdag pa niya.
Ah,
Christian
salamat.
has a question here. How old is she na ba, Adam?
Ay, I could be your mother. Ganun ako katanda. Charing. I'm 28, but I'm turning 29 in September. So nasa dulo na talaga ako ng pageant age.
Age ceiling.
Yeah.
O, at
So
least
like
nakahabol
parang,
ka pa.
I know, nakakaloka. Pero you know what's funny? Because like last year, and this might be, I don't even know if I'm allowed to share it, but I just want to share it. Last year, when I was living in Mexico, somebody reached out and asked me if I wanted to represent USA for Miss Charm. Um, and then I was like, I'm not sure. I was still depressed from Miss Hawaii that time. So I was like, I don't know if I'll be back by then in the States. Everything's up in the air. And then they were just like, let's just see, submit me your photos and your background and all that stuff. Um, and then I think a week later or two, they got back to me and they said, "Oh, I'm sorry. Um, we decided to move on with a different, like, to appoint a different girl because of the age." Kasi 28 na ako. 27 ako noon, tapos I was turning 28. And then the pageant was after my birthday. So sabi ko, ano bang meron sa 29? Ano bang problema niyo sa 29? Bakit kailangan 28? So, but it's okay though. That wasn't my journey, so it's fine. Wala namang hard feelings. It was okay. So, pero yun lang, nabibirduhan lang ako sa age limit na 28.
Sa tingin mo ba, ano, no, now that you brought it up, do you think it's about time that international pageant organizations start moving the age limit
Mm-hmm.
pa?
Yes. If they're really trying to push inclusivity and like limitless bounds and all those mga panchacharot nila, they better start accepting a little bit older women. Wala namang mali. There's nothing wrong about being a beauty queen at 31 or at 32. I don't get why it has to be 28. Maybe even like have a cap of 30 or something. Women are at their prime at that time. So I don't see the reason why you shouldn't let them join. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Maybe because
agree.
the stigma, I guess, is like, dapat at 30, may pamilya ka na, or may anak ka na, or something. But you know, everyone is different. Not everyone wants to have children. Ako nga, naguguluhan na ako kung gusto ko ba magkapamilya or hindi. But I am living my life, so. Kebs muna. Char.
So, I'm really happy for you. So ano,
Thank
paano ba to?
you.
Ready ka na bang makipagbardagulan sa mga Latina?
But
Sa El
I,
Salvador?
oh my God, ready na. I'm so excited. So excited.
Alam mo
Pero
naman mga
kinakabahan din
galawan ng
ako.
mga... Bakit?
Parang nasa isip ko, Mars, imagine, you're going to a Latin country with all the Latinas, the best Latinas that you could ever meet in your life. Tapos sabi ko, ay, bintangin ko na lang sila sa hair ko, bahala sila dyan. Yun
Hindi
na
ka
lang
tanong ko
talaga
sa'yo eh.
namin.
Paano pag inelbow ka? Paano pag inelbow ka ng mga kapwa Latina mo doon na um,
Ay,
for photo ops, parang,
for
girl,
photo ops. Alam mo nung gagawin ko? Pupunta ako sa harap, tapos tatabunan ko siya ng hair ko. Tignan natin kung may makita. Wag niyo akong sisimulan. Charot lang. Joke lang. Ay, hindi. Hindi gagalaw ako. Lilipat ako sa kabila. Pero with my hair, walang tatabi. Kasi sa laki ng buhok ko, matatabunan sila.
so sila
Kahit
pa
sikuhan
matatakot
nila.
sa'yo.
Sila pa yung matakot sila sa buhok ko. Yun na nga ang sinasabi ko. Huwag silang matakot sa akin. Matakot sila sa hair ko.
Oo, especially, di ba, kung talaga alphabetical order kayong tatawagin sa mga events, ang katabi mo palagi si Venezuela.
Venezuela.
O,
Diyos
di
ko
ba?
dyan.
Talagang, paano yon? Aura-aura kayo, parang anuhan kayong dalawa.
Ngayon ko lang yan naisip. Hindi ko man lang yan naisip kahapon or a few weeks ago. But today mo
Oo,
lang na-point
maganda ka
out.
talaga. Venezuela is Venezuela.
Pwede bang i-move yung competition ng 1 month para baka mentally prep ako pala. Si Venezuela lang pala ang problema natin.
So, paano yun? So, how are you, what other preparations are you also doing for your upcoming competition? Ano, nagsa-Spanish class ka na rin ba? Ng
Well,
crash course?
You know what? It's crazy because I learned Spanish while I was living in Mexico last year. And then, kasi tagal ko doon, 4 months. And then when I got back, of course, I don't speak to a lot of Spanish speaking people in Hawaii or in, well, New York, there's a lot, but in Hawaii. So I kind of lost it. And then, sakto, in this year, sabi ko, oh, I really want to perfect my Spanish. And not only just, kasi I could small talk eh. Pero yung mga tipong, pag Q&A na, tapos Spanish ako tinanong, wala nga tayo. Lilipad ako. So, I took like enroll ako for Spanish class, like elementary Spanish class online. And then now that this is happening, parang sabi ko, napaka-timing naman.
So,
So
ready
I
ka na sa
have
intro
that.
mo?
Mga ganon. Nikita McElroy, 28 Estados Unidos. Mga ganyan.
Ay,
Keme-keme.
hindi ka pala sa, hindi mo makakatabi si Venezuela kasi nga Estados Unidos pala. So, letter E.
Oh no, USA pa din. Nasa dulo pa
USA pa
din.
rin. Ay,
You
okay.
just say it like
Hindi,
that.
kasi
Pero you know
Pilipinas
what?
F eh. Philippines hindi sila P eh. Kasi nanood ako na Reyna
Oh,
Hispano. Yung Philippines, hindi Philippines ang tawag. Pilipinas, nasa F. So,
ah,
katabi niya sina Dominican Republic, sino ba yung mga Latin countries na gano'n ng mga letter ang start. So,
Dominicana Republica. Oo.
so ikaw, Dominica, baka makatabi mo si Dominicana Republica
Oh
or
my God,
si Marmar.
nagagandahan ako masyado kay Dominican Republic.
Oh, so ano na lang yan, daanin mo na lang talaga sila sa eyeliner mo.
Naanin ko
Saka
nga
sa
sila sa
buhok mo,
buhok.
makuha kayo sa buhok ko. Tumabik kayong lahat.
Patayin sa
Dadaan ng
simbahan
Reyna.
mga Latina. Charot. Charot.
So, alam mo yon. So, alam mo, I'm really happy for you. Kahit na
Thank
napaka-whirlwind
you.
ng nangyayari sa iyo right now. But I can see your enthusiasm, your excitement for the upcoming competition. And your caliber talaga as a contestant is really there, considering na
Oh, thank
akala natin
you.
tapos na. Yeah, the way you speak. Alam ko minamali mo lang itong mga interview, but if we, as we shift to more serious topics later, talagang you can, di ba yung sagot mo pa nga sa Miss USA, ano ba yun? What's your take on
Should
non-binary?
should non-binary citizens be able to join Miss USA or Miss Universe? Talagang
O, di ba?
nagpanik yung utak ko noon. Ay, hindi naman nagpanik. Parang, when I heard that question, gumiti na lang ako. Tapos parang alam na ng kaluluwa ko paano sagutin. Tapos nagulat na lang din ako.
Oo,
Thank
tuloy-tuloy
you,
ka.
Keme. Oo, tapos parang after ko sinagot yun, pati ako nagulat, saan galing to? Ha? Sino
Sino
ka?
pinangka?
Oo, parang sa isip ko, ano na girl? Sino ka? So, hindi lang ikaw yung nagtaka, pati ako nagtaka din, saan galing yung mga sinabi ko.
No, there's a question here from Ariel. Are
Mm.
you here in the Philippines? Daw no, she's in the
No.
US. She's in LA right now for her last minute preparation before flying out for El
Exciting.
Salvador
Gusto ko talaga yung lahat.
this
Ang
coming
tanong.
weekend.
Ang
'Di
tanong is
ba?
Philippines. It would have been so, ito pa yung nakakatawa. So when I took it on, ang nasa isip ko, national costume. Excited pa ako. Sabi ko, oh my God, Filipiniana. Tapos na-realize ko, ay wait, USA pala ako.
So magso-showgirl ka sa costume
Hmm.
mo.
Sikreto para bibo, we don't know.
Sino kayang gagawa ng costume? Bilis Feeling ko baka na lang, sinulid na lang susuotin mo kasi wala nang time.
Cowboy, cowboy outfit daw, char.
O, 'di ba? Texas,
That would
mala
be the easy.
Texas. 'Di ba?
Kaloka or hula
So,
from Hawaii.
alam mo talaga, yun nga, as we were talking about your Q&A earlier in Miss Hawaii, talagang, talagang, talagang pageant veteran ka na talaga. The way you answer will really show that you are really a contestera. And, as I also, when I also interviewed you twice here, talagang, you've also showcased your depth and substance in a lot of social issues like Black Lives Matter, Stop Asian Hate, 'di ba? Yung mga
Ang dami
2020
na din
or even
natin.
the
Oh, wow.
pandemic. So,
Yeah.
given all your answers before and your thoughts about it, do you think we have become better persons 2 years after today
2 years
at
after.
2022?
I think yes and no. Because like we've seen how we've seen how toxic everyone is. And it's more prominent now because of social media. Alam naman natin na lahat, there would be people who will bash you, who will say mean comments. Alam na natin yan na may grupo, may A and B, may mabait, may medyo hindi mabait. But with social media kasi, now they have an outlet to just like out of the blue, out parang they just express however they feel. They don't necessarily have to know you. They just go with whatever they feel about you. Na parang pag nakita nila, ay hindi ko siya masyadong bet. Ay hindi ko siya gusto kasi maitim siya. Oh, comment, di naman maganda, matangkad lang, mga ganon. You know, have we gotten better? I think some people have, but some people I think just got worse. I think they found an excuse to just be more mean and hurtful to other people. They're using like parang there was an article that I read the other day that says why gossip culture is bigger now than ever. Kasi bored lahat ng mga tao. All they could do is like question what the other person is doing. Di ba dati ang parang issue, oh, someone is living a better life than the other one. I want to be that person. Parang that fake life. Ngayon naman, ang issue is that gossiping is a big thing again. And then it's weird because I'm not parang at this point we should have learned our lesson to be kind, to be respectful of one another.
Exactly.
But it feels like it also just keeps getting worse. Na parang kailangan i-control na din ng gobyerno yung lumalabas sa bibig natin. It's almost to that
Pero
point.
pero kapag ginawa yan, di censorship na ang dating nun.
Oh, yun na naman. So there's a fine line between like freedom of speech or like my liberty as a citizen of America or of the Philippines or whatever country. When people always try to use the law or like the term freedom of speech, there's still a limit to that. Just because there's something you want to express, it doesn't mean it has to come out. Sabi pa nga ng lola ko, kung walang magandang lalabas sa bibig mo, itiklop mo na yan. Don't say it. What's the point? Do you really genuinely think that you feel better when you tell me a comment na bakit para namang lampaso yung hair mo? What are you trying to prove? Like, do you feel happier by doing that? Do you think you're a better person when you do that? So, as someone who've experienced bullying my entire life, I know how it is to be receiving all this like backhanded compliments, pang-aaway day and night. And, it made me a stronger person, but also not everyone reacts that way. Others are really hurt. Others kill themselves because of that. So we really have to be careful on the things that we say or talk about. Kasi parang, yun na nga, kung wala ngang magandang lalabas sa bibig mo, girl, wag mo nang sabihin, or boy, wag mo nang sabihin. It's as simple as that. Why can't you just keep it to yourself? Bakit kailangan mo pang sabihin sa buong mundo na hindi mo gusto tong tao na to? There's no point. It's useless. It's a waste of time and effort.
Exactly. Exactly. Actually, may naisip akong solution, but I don't know if it will work. Pero it just really has to have the cooperation of all these social
Mm-hmm.
media apps like Facebook, Meta, or Instagram na, na we are required to show our profile photos when
Oh,
we do all
yeah.
those things. Tapos, we upload our valid IDs,
IDs.
our
Yes, parang
national
Airbnb.
IDs. Oo, para kapag kunya, let's say someone calls him out for his negativity online. Alam mo yun. Tapos, um, paano ba? I-report sa NBI or sa FBI over there?
Or like
Kasuhan
police
or
or
bigyan ng
something.
warning or bigyan ng ticket
Diba?
or i-fine, magbayad sa bangko
Yeah.
for his negativity. I'm thinking
Mm-hmm.
of that pero I don't know if that will, border, as I said earlier, will border censorship. For sure maraming, kasi that's the only way to see it eh. Kasi I really thought, especially after what happened to Chesley, people will, will be kinder. will be more sensitive. Pero wala eh, parang feeling ko nagka-ceasefire lang nung linggong, we're mourning
Yeah.
for
It never,
Chesley's
I think it never
untimely
ends.
demise. Tapos after that, wala, parang tuloy-tuloy pa rin, 'di ba? Tuloy-tuloy pa rin ng bashing, yung mga ayun na, yung mga blind items na negative, wala, parang wala. Parang feeling ko it's a never-ending vicious cycle.
Oh yeah. Yun na talaga yun eh. That's really the, I don't want to say that's the nature of pageantry in social media because that's bad. I mean, everything, my good and bad side naman lagi, di ba? My pros and cons. But
Mm-hmm.
like, that's one thing I really dislike about social media and pageantry sometimes. Now, for me, coming into this pageant, of course, I'm gonna see people say something not nice,
Yes.
but I try and I refuse to see it and to actually make a comment out of it. Alam mo, sa surprise ako, I used to like deep dive and it was a website where I would look up my name and I would try to find stuff what other people think of me. And then when I read their comments, of course, a lot of them were hurtful too. And like,
Yes.
hindi matangos yung ilong. Ay, masyadong maitim. Ay, ang laki ng hair. Saan magpa-straight siya? Ay, kailangan magpapayat yung pagyan. Parang nasa isip ko, wow, kayo ako. May budget. Ang dami yung request. Kayo kaya lumaban. Tignan natin kung gaano kadali.
O kaya
Parang,
sponsoran niyo ako.
ala, exactly. A lot of people that never get to experience beauty pageants themselves will never understand the struggle of how mentally challenging it is to show up every day. Kasi syempre nakikita lang naman ng mga tao is like the beauty part na naka full hair and makeup, naka short dress, whatever, naka gown, naka heels, maganda, maganda katawan. Like you just see the surface, you just
Yes,
experience it
yes,
on
of
a
course.
surface
Yeah.
level. But the mental preparation, like for me, it's really a lot to think about. You know what? Give in na maganda ka. And alam na natin, not everyone's gonna agree because everyone has their preferences, whatever. Huwag tayong padala dyan. But what can you bring to the table? What's different about you? Who are you as a person? Anong substance mo? Like, explain. Like, show them who you are. Not that you're not just a pretty girl. So it's it's a lot really. And then yun pa nga yung motivation to stay on track, training, yung disiplina, mag-diet, mag-workout,
Yeah.
hindi lumabas, mag-aral, be aware of what's going on with the world, having an honest opinion, a genuine opinion about issues. So hindi siya kung madali lang, everyone would do it. Everyone would do it if it's that easy, but it's not. It's really challenging. So when they tell me, ay nako, pageant na naman. Parang girl, sure, you could look down on people that join beauty pageants, but the impact it creates on that person's life is something else. That's life changing for a lot of women who comes out of their shell, who tries to be relatable to other people, who feels like they've been unseen. It's a lot going on. It's not just, and especially right now, the last 10 years, we've seen it's not about face anymore. It's about beauty is just actually a plus. A lot
Yeah.
of the winners the past few years, hindi naman sila talaga yung sobrang like stunning, drop dead gorgeous. They're pretty, they're given, they're gorgeous. Pero like yung tipong they offer more to the table.
To the
Hindi lang,
table.
hindi, oh yeah, hindi na ganda-ganda na lang ngayon. Talagang, it's a all-in-one package. So hindi
So
siya
which
madali.
makes you which makes you a perfect contestant for Miss Mesoamericana given the diversity, 'di ba, happening in pageants right now.
Mhm.
So what would you eto na. So given with what you said, ito na maghahanda ka na for Miss Mesoamericana and we've been talking about bashing for the past few minutes. So how are you going to protect your mental health once you compete?
Ah,
Kasi let's face it, di ba? Pagpunta mo doon, ako talagang makikipagbardagulan ka na and the Latino fans will have a heyday, comparing you to all your fellow contestants.
mhm.
So how are you preparing yourself in that aspect?
Alam mo, ready na ako sa ganyan eh. Kasi, yun nga, parang nasa isip ko, girl, ang tagal ko nang nabubully. Hindi na, it's not new news to me when someone tells me, oh, she should be slimmer, oh, she should have lighter skin, ganito, ganyan. Go lang, say whatever you want to say. I know who I am. Kebs. At saka, for sure, most of the comments will be in Spanish. So, malilito din ako ng very light. Hindi ko maintindihan. And even if I did understand 100% of what they're saying, I don't care. I don't care. Wala na akong magagawa. That's their opinion eh. That's theirs. Wala na akong control diyan. So
Mm-hmm.
if I keep stressing myself out about what they have to say about me, talo ako. At the end of the day, pag na pag masyado akong naapektuhan from their comments and the bashing, my performance will be affected as well. I wouldn't be able to perform 100%, but I'm also very competitive. So, I will try my best to represent myself and USA to the best of my abilities. And if people have a problem with how I do it, that's their problem. That's not mine.
So you wouldn't be having a problem if people will be commenting about you. Oh, she doesn't look American enough to represent USA.
What's
So,
new? Diyos ko, Lord.
'di ba? 'Di
What's
ba?
new talaga. Siguro, it depends kung anong comment. Ay, nako, talaga sinasabi ko sa inyo. Pag natsyempuhan nyo ako ng ng mali yung bising ko.
Hindi, or if there is another way, would it be a possibility for you to turn off your social media while you're competing just so you could get in the right headspace during the entire
Mhm.
competition?
You know what? I've thought of that actually to just like kind of enjoy El Salvador too. Because at the beginning as well, when I decided that I was gonna join, you know what? Let's just do it for fun. It's a trip to El Salvador. You'll meet other girls from other countries. You finally get to experience competing internationally. Enjoy the moment. Bumili na nga ako ng disposable film cameras because I wanted to just
To
enjoy
capture
it.
every
Not
moment.
yeah, and really get to know the girls. And that's why I also wanted to learn more Spanish because I'm pretty sure the other girls would wanna get to know you or like you just wanna be able to chit chat properly and not feel like there's a language barrier. So I really just want to enjoy it 100%. Probably will turn off Instagram or delete it for a little bit. I mean, the app itself, but like, ewan, depende, we'll see. But I will, dahil man na, hindi ko na muna babasahin yung mga
Pwede
comments.
naman
Hindi
yun
ko
eh.
naman.
You post your photo there with your
Or turn off
caption.
comments,
Tapos,
yeah.
third, or wag mo na basa. I mean, tapos patay mo na yung phone mo. Tapos, okay, back to regular programming. Aura-aura ka na ulit
Mm-mm.
sa events, di ba? Dead
Once
ba
a
na
day,
sa...
gano'n. Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, so we're winding down my interview in a bit and there's no doubt talaga na talagang you are really, you really are made for this. Na really God paved the way for you to be here right now. Kahit na
Ay,
napaka
Lord.
super last minute. And now that you're working as a model there in New York and a beauty queen this time around for Miss Mesoamericana, I wonder how do you want to be perceived as a role model given your
Ay,
background now?
nosebleed.
What's your
Nosebleed.
definition of a role model given your background now as a model there in New York and a beauty queen competing soon?
How do I want to be perceived? Huh. You know what? I think at the end of the day, my goal is that when someone looks at me, they see a woman of persistence, patience, and power. That regardless if the world, the universe said no a million times from the moment I think I was born till this day, lumaban pa din. I mean, I continue to fight for my dreams and I do it with as much grace and poise as I could possibly do. um, I I I don't know. I just want people to stay inspired. Even in my bio on Instagram, it says, "Be inspired, not expired." Because ang logic ko dun is you have to stay motivated, not for other people, but for yourself. And I don't do the things that you could achieve outside of pageantry or within pageantry, whatever. There's always someone looking up to you. And it might be someone who looks like me, who felt unseen. There will always be someone that's looking for a mentor or just someone to keep them feeling alive, na parang kung nagawa ni Nikita, kaya ko din. I want to be that person. I want to this is why I keep doing what I'm doing, not only as a beauty queen but even as a model. Na parang yeah, sabi ng Miss Hawaii, 3 times kung sumali, hindi ka pang Miss Hawaii. O, edi, panahon na para mag-New York. O, ito naman ang gawin natin. Maybe that wasn't my destiny. Clearly, it wasn't. So, here I am. So, that's that. Naiiyak ako. Iniisip ko yung role model.
Sorry.
Kasi wala ako
Sorry.
nun growing up eh. Wala talaga.
Yun nga eh. So
Wala.
yun nga, I'm glad that you mentioned it because as my one of my last few questions, so where are you drawing that strength to push through, to persevere, now that, in achieving your dreams? Kasi ngayon, lalo pat mag-isa ka ngayon sa New York there, right
Yeah,
now. So
always
how
naman
do you
ako
keep
mag-isa.
sane?
Lone
Yeah,
Ranger
so,
naman talaga ako. Um, I always tell myself, if you don't do it, who will? Wala nang iba eh. There's nobody else that can do it for you. And this is not only true for me, this is true for anyone else, for everyone else. That if you want something, you really have to fight for it, even if everyone around you tells you not to, even if there's a lot of hurdles along the way, kailangan mo talagang ilaban. You cannot let anyone's comment, not even your family, stop you. If you want it, you go for it 100%. You don't half-ass it. Talagang, ay, isulong mo lang, girl. You just have to go for it. Because if you don't, it will never happen. Closed mouths don't get fed. So if you don't fight for it, then that's your fault, right? You can't blame anyone if you don't go for it. You can't always find excuses. Ay, hindi. Kasi sabi ni mama, hindi. Or hindi, kasi ang daming bashers. Girl, there will always be something wrong. Or there will always be something. There will always be someone. Laging may kontrabida. Ganito na lang. Kung teleserye naman pala, laging may kontrabida. Laging may, laging may amor powers. There will always be someone who will stop you getting there, especially if they see so much potential in you and they feel threatened. Of course, they will stop you with all their force and might hanggang sa mawala ka na sa radar nila, So you just have to keep fighting for it. No matter how hard it is, you just have to work hard for it. Although minsan it's frustrating, but you really just have to keep going. You really have to do it for yourself and not for others. Ang dami kong sinabi.
amen. Amen. Uy, nanonood sa atin. Si Jedaida
Oh
Corinimana,
my
she's
God!
representing
Yes!
Davao del Sur
I
in
know. I've
Miss
been watching your
MUP
Hi
right now. Go,
Jedidah.
girl! Go,
Go
girl! Fight,
represent.
queen! Even
Yes.
Nico Nava, Sir Nico Nava is
Oh
also watching
my
us.
God! Beshi May. Nakakahiya
Diba?
naman
Thank
kay
you po.
Nico.
Oo nga, nagulat ako nanonood siya. Ano kaya siguro wala siyang ginagawa ngayon. So, he stumbled upon our interview. Jedidah
Oh,
is
10
really
o'clock pa
watching
lang
us
naman.
until now. I think she can relate with
12:08.
you. No?
Yes, of
She
course.
can
You know
really
what?
relate with your journey.
Yeah. I
See,
actually
this is what
inspired
you do.
Jedidah.
Marami nakaka-relate sa'yo and, inspiring a lot of aspiring beauty queens and young girls along the way.
It's awesome to finally actually, I'm I have a lot of friends who are in the pageant world. So nakikita ko pa rin yung updates. And then I was glad that IG Daida, good luck at Miss Universe Philippines. Kaya ba yan, girl? Go Bisaya. Um, yeah, I was so happy to see that there's her, there was Skelly a few years ago, and there was April Smith. Like, they're really being more open and inclusive in terms of pageantry. Kasi, I get it. Mahirap sa Philippines. Parang, ako nga, pag sinasabi ko, kahit sa mga foreigners that I'm from the Philippines, talagang, ha?
Hindi
Paano?
nga,
Gulat pa din
we.
sila. Yeah, so, I understand why there's a stigma, but, it's time to change it. But, again, if the shoe fits, why not? Anyway, Anyway, good luck, Zidaida. I'm excited for you. Low-key naiinggit kasi hindi ako makapag-MUPH, but carry lang yan. Char.
Malay mo, this year sabihin ng
Okay na,
MU,
girl!
'di ba? 30 years old na ang age limit ng Miss paano
Talaga
pag
ba?
kunyari in-announce hindi ba? Kunwari lang,
Ay,
hypothetically, o
kunwari lang.
kunwari, sinabi ng Miss Universe, o tignan mo, napaano ka. So, ibig sabihin, interesado ka pa rin. 'Di ba? Malay mo,
Never say
makabangga mo si Paula
never.
Sugart dyan sa New York. Girl, 'di ba? Parang makausap mo randomly, mag-strike up ka ng conversation sa kanya, tapos pa-realize mo sa kanya, girl, I wanna join, Miss Paula, I wanna join Miss Universe. But you're you're making it you're making me give up on it already because of the age ceiling. So malay mo, 'di ba? Bigla na lang, okay, the
Nagbagos,
Miss
naging
Universe
40.
organization is announcing that the age ceiling for the competition has been finally increased to age 30. O, 'di ba? 'Di ba? So, I'll be rooting for you, Queen. Sabi ni Rome Rest. Fight till the end,
Ah,
sabi
rooting for you in
ni
MUP.
Jedidah. Oo. Uy, Jedidah, kailan ba kita pwede interviewin? Ariel is also saying, a
A girl
girl
with so
with
much
so much
power.
power. Damn.
Yes.
So, on that note, I can't wait. We can't wait for you to unleash your power
Ay, what?
in Miss Mesoamericana soon. Grabe. So, as
Ay,
my
ay,
last
ay.
question, can you give a message to all your followers and supporters na who can't wait to see you back in pageantry,
Oh my
back in
God.
action in the pageant scene in
Ito
El
na lang ang
Salvador in the next few days?
I don't know, ito na lang ang masasabi ko, I guess, is that the girl competing this time is different from all the other versions you've seen. I think this is the most um, authentic self I've ever been. Um, Not only the hair, but like mentally, emotionally, I'm in a different space now. And I hope I get your 100% support, but only kindness and respect out there, okay? If we ever see any harsh comments or not nice comments, huwag na lang natin patulan, hayaan na lang natin sila. Um, but I'm so excited. I hope you are excited for me as well. I will do my best and God will do the rest. Ay, may tanong, may nakita ako, ang dami.
Saan
Really
po?
made,
Sana po manalo ka. Pwede ka pa daw Ay, si Bessie nanonood! Hindi ko naman... Hi, Sir Bessie! Thank you for... Ano ka? Loka
Diyos
ka.
ko, dahil 23 comments.
Loka ka, Sir
Miss
Bessie. Ikaw
Doc,
lang pala
masayang
yan.
ako. I love it.
Jedidah is also saying, yeah, you really made a huge impact in Philippine pageantry. They would compare me with Ate Nikita because of her fighting spirit. I am so honored. I really can't
Oh
wait to
my God,
interview
may
you,
ganun ba?
Jedidah. Sir Jerry says you have an amazing personality. Let's unbox it once like I finally get the chance to interview. Ang busy nila ngayon. Ang dami daw requirements ng MUP sa kanila ngayon.
Ay,
Diyos
I
ko.
heard.
Oh,
Kaloka.
8
Exciting though.
challenges daw. Oo. Kaya yung mga baklang to, hindi ako mabigyan ng definite schedule. Dahil,
Kasi busy
nasa Davao,
sila.
nasa Davao yata siya ngayon, filming her tourism video, I don't know. So,
Ah, that's
'di ba?
nice. Oh my God, I
Baklang
miss
bakla.
Davao so much. Sobrang miss na miss ko ang Davao.
Malay mo, edi uwi ka. Pwede na, back to ano
Pwede
na,
na. I
pwesto.
probably will be home August for Kadayawan or something. Or araw ng
O,
Davao.
'di ba? Pag
Either
nanalo
or.
ka pang Miss
Tignan
Meso,
natin.
di judge ka.
Ay,
Di ka lang
wow!
simply attendee.
Kaloka.
Pwede talaga to
Maloka sila.
mag-MUPH, baklang bakla. Oo, we love a baklang baklang winner talaga.
Baklang baklang queen.
Babaklain
Okay.
mo lang kami
Sorry.
all the way through. So, on that note, maraming salamat po. Excuse me, kasama po ako sa Jollibee. What's that? Di ko na-gets yun. Sabi ni Sir Bessie. Sagot ko Jollibee. Okay. Sabi ni Miko pala, sagot ko Jollibee mo sa NYC pag sumagot si Sir Bessie. Excuse me, kasama po ako sa Jollibee. Girl, pang Jollibee lang ang beauty mo. Hindi man lang
Okay
sa
lang. I'm happy with
Ritz-Carlton.
Jollibee. Imagine,
Ganon.
alam mo, anong napansin ko? Lahat ng interview natin nakapula ako. Kasi
Hindi ko
nung first time with
napansin.
Kelly and April, nakapula ako
Naka-orange
ng
ka nun ako,
turtleneck.
diba? No,
No,
naka-sleeveless
red
ka.
na turtle. Yes, na red. Tapos last time, after Miss Hawaii, jumpsuit naman na red, maroonish na floral. Tapos ngayon, bright red.
Oo, so red gown ng final, ang evening gown sa finals. Charot.
Um, kung may
Sir
mahanap.
Bessie,
Charot.
pakisagot. Pasabog ba? May abangan pa kaming pasabog? As my last question.
Siguro, maybe. Basta, ayoko kasi masyadong magsalita kasi baka na mag-expect masyado yung mga tao tapos biglang, ay, yun na yun. Oh, 'di ba? Na-stress naman ako.
Sige.
But
Fair
just
enough.
support.
Red is
Yes, I'm
power.
so
Sabi nga ni
excited.
Red is power. More powers. Ariel
Yes.
Nino is saying. So on that note, maraming salamat for gracing my interview.
Thank
Wow. I really
you.
had fun catching up with you. And I'm so glad that you're finally able to realize your dream of competing internationally via Miss Americana. Would you know if there are some online activities that the pageant will be doing so that we can really get more get updated or keep tabs of what the pageant
Um,
will be doing? May online voting ba? And so that we could rally support behind you. And
I'm not
Marie
sure.
Chris.
Alam mo, no? Alam mo, no? Alam mo, I'm not sure, honestly. Maybe we'll find out when we get there, but as of now, even looking at the calendar of schedules, like, because it's from Sunday to Sunday, like 7 days straight, there's none that says there's like any challenges or like contests regards voting and stuff. Lahat lang ng activities is mainly just like 2 days of filming and audio recordings and then rehearsals. Then
Yeah.
more pa dinner, more pa party,
O, diba?
more meeting the
Aura-aura lang.
Cameroon, city tour, o mga
Oo.
ganyan. I'm so excited, honestly. Talagang, ay, siguro hindi
Yeah.
pa fully nagsisink in, pero talagang nasa isip ko, oh my,
I
and
really
I
have a
haven't
feeling
seen.
I really have a feeling you'll enjoy your time there. You'll definitely have
We
the
hope
best time of
so
your
too.
life there. Sabi nga ni
Yeah.
Nico, mag-lava gown ka.
Maglamag.
Mag-lava gown ka. And buffet for the win, sabi ni Mix
Ay, si
Estero.
Mix! Oh my God, that's my best friend. I love
Oh,
it.
hi,
Hi,
hi. Hope to meet you
Beshi.
soon. Great.
I
Oh,
miss
even
you
Marie Cres is
too.
also watching. Great job, Queen Nikita. Oh my God. Siya
Oh
kaya
my
magiging
God.
roommate mo.
I know,
'Diba?
I love Marie Claire. She's so sweet. She's so nice. Magandang balance kami.
Yeah. So on that note, thank you so much again, Nikita. Oh my God. I can't
Thank
believe you're
you.
about to realize your dreams. So maraming salamat to Sir Giuseppe of the pageant of Authority Productions for
Yes,
making this
yes,
interview
yes.
possible. Maraming pong salamat and good luck. Buena suerte, Nikita. And
Muchas
hope
gracias,
you'll
Adam.
have more amazing stories to tell next time we chat here again. Mwah.
Oh my
Take
God,
care.
imagine. Thank you.
Diba?
Have a
Virtual
good night,
hugs and
guys.
kisses all the way here from my office here in Manila. Mwah. Bye. Take care.